what could be developed for these younger clients, which is really great resource for the agency as well, because they're looking at developing like a pilot group for younger onset dementia clients and their carers. So I think that the research will really inform that process and feed back into that.
It was good for us for somebody to have the time to be able to commit to doing that research that our practitioners don't have the time to do. So that was a great benefit to us.
As we were coming towards a time where we knew that students would want placements again, we saw it as being ideal to engage a student and be able to increase our sort of capacity in terms of supporting the research.
I guess following the February quake, we had an opportunity to think about what our service would look like in the future, and through discussion with the management team we kind of wanted to know, well, we had several options on the table and we wanted to know which one would be the most effective. And so we started looking at how we can get evidence of effectiveness from our clients and from our key stakeholders. So that kind of formed the basis for us to think about how we could do that and what we wanted to get, what information we wanted.
Really good that I was able to give something like that back to the agency, and that it would be something that they can use in the direction that they're heading with the younger onset dementia.
You can go to a funder and say, look, this is actually needed in the community, and we have the research to prove that the research is evidence. Yeah,
it's a good look for them if they've got sort of data and information. They can sort of say, yeah, this is why we're doing this, and we do this because we've shown that it works.
And I've had previous experience with students engaged in research projects, both individually and with groups of students, and students always bring energy and new thinking about the sort of latest theory and learning, whereas the placement provides a way for them to apply that differently and for the organisation to increase the sort of capacity through workforce, etc. It's given us extra capacity, so we effectively doubled our dedicated research workforce for the period of the placement.
That it can really open up, social work practice provisions, different resources for clients, the way that practice should be structured, and it definitely should feed into the future, within the agency or the organisation. The way that they should look at restructuring and adapting should really be based on research, preferably undertaken within that specific field.
One of the sort of things we see from Cassie's work and from the project is that sort of opportunity to reflect on the way things are done, and to think about them differently, and then to actually do something structured about that, and put some sort of evaluative framework around it at the same time. So it's a much more sort of intentional way of innovating, but doing that on the basis of some very conscious sort of reflection and then action, bringing together a whole disparate range of information. Because placements are fairly time limited, and so it's a matter of not making something that's too big or impossible. It has to be, an achievable contribution from the student. Yeah.
For me, it doesn't have to be this kind of big, arduous, scary thing. I think it's actually quite manageable, and I think the usefulness of utilising students is you actually can, a lot of the work, it's not left with you. You kind of can sort of share that.